The present passive infinitive. One thing that this title should tell you is that there's also a present active infinitive. And if you didn't know it yet, that should tell you also two things. That an infinitive can have tense and it can have voice. So each verb, most verbs, have four principal parts. They're the basic building blocks of the verb. We've learned this before, said it again and again. And that I've also said that the second principal part, I don't know if you can tell, it's bold. So portare, for instance. The second principal part is always the present active infinitive. Portare, to carry. Docere, to teach. Trahere, to drag. Audire, to hear. So the second principal part is the present active infinitive. That means it's present tense and the action moves forward. So to carry, actions moving forward. But beyond that, the present act, the infinitive, the second principal part, is extremely important as just a form, because it gives us our present stem. It identifies what conjugation a verb belongs to. The portare, first conjugation, with the a. Docere, trahere, audire. So it does several functions outside of its meaning and its use just as a word. But let's pull out the present active infinitive and compare it to the present passive infinitive and talk about that. All right, so if you look, we've pulled out just the infinitives. Portare, docere, trahere, audire. And let's talk about them just as what their meanings are. To carry, to teach, to drag, to hear. And then in this right column, portari, doceri, trahi, audiri. I've given you examples. These are the present passive infinitives. So, and the meaning. So now the meaning's coming backwards instead of moving forward. So portari, to be carried, to be taught, to be dragged, to be heard. But look carefully at the forms. Portari, doceri, trahi, audiri. And compare those forms to their active counterparts. Portare, portari. And if you now look at all of them, can you identify a pattern? What is the pattern from active to passive? And then can you identify where that doesn't happen? Now let's look at some examples. In each sentence we have a passive infinitive. So to be verbed. That's how you're going to translate. Remember, let's put that at the top. To be verbed. Okay, because that's the passive infinitive. Volo januam aperiri. I want the door to be opened. Because aperiri is passive, so not it is not I want to open the door. It's I want the door to be opened. Okay, I'm going to give you a second to look at this next one. All right, the leader, Dukes, ordered the captive to be freed. Liberari. The leader ordered the captive to be freed. And now look at letter C. The passive infinitive, videri. And when you see neque together, that means neither nor. Neque vitelia, neque ancilla. Neither Vitelia nor the slave girl was able to be seen. In letter D, your passive infinitive is effundi. Haterius immediately ordered the wine to be poured. But it can never just be simple. Actually, this isn't that hard because you've already seen these. In fact, the deponent verbs should have informed you, if you thought about it, of what the passive infinitive would be. Because if you remember, deponent verbs always look passive, but in fact are always active. So these are examples from each of the conjugations. Conari, poleceri, sequi, oriri. And so they look passive. They look just like the infinitives we saw earlier, but because they are from deponent verbs, they are translated actively. And so we have some more examples. Now take a minute to look at those examples. Okay, so letter A. Tribunus usit, milites pantomimo sequi. The tribune ordered the soldiers to follow the pantomime. Letter B. Aigroti. Deam precari volebant. That is, let's change that. That is, Deam, goddess. The sick wanted to pray to the goddess. The merchant at last decided to set out. The boys, pueri tam perteriti, errant ut loqui non posset. Posent, by the way, is imperfect subjunctive. So the boys, result clause, tam, the boys were so terrified that they could not speak, or that they were not able to speak. Hostes e castris e gredi nolebant. The enemy did not want to leave from the military camp. All right, so I hope this helps out. It's actually not too hard. The present, passive, infinitive, and infinitives of deponent verbs.